Welcome to InteliDOX. This video will give you a quick overview of the InteliDOX electronic health record software and demonstrate some commonly used features, such as updating information on the patient summary screen, creating tasks, and managing the patient's medication list. Once you're logged in, you'll see the main InteliDOX screen. The toolbar across the top of the screen lets you choose the feature you want to use, such as reviewing items that are waiting for your approval, indexing scanned images to file them in the correct patient's chart, viewing the appointments list, and so on. The buttons on the left side of the toolbar will always appear in this order, although one or more of these buttons may be missing if you don't have permission to use a particular feature. The buttons on the right side of the toolbar can also be customized depending on your job duties, and you can arrange the buttons in whatever order works best for you. If you have more buttons than will fit on the right side of your toolbar, you can scroll through all the buttons using these left and right arrow buttons. Let's click the Appointments button to see a list of the appointments for today. The appointment list shows each patient's name, account number, the appointment date and time, and usually a brief description of the appointment. The numbers in the To-Do column show if there's any basic information missing from the patient's chart, or if any clinical decision support rules apply to this patient. Click the To-Do indicator over here near the right top corner of the screen for specifics. For example, this patient is missing 6 basic pieces of information, such as race, ethnicity, and preferred language, and 1 clinical decision support alert is on to remind the provider about a test that may need to be done. To close this list of reminders, click the X button at the top right corner of the window. When you find the patient whose chart you want to work with, click their name to select their account, then click the Select button at the bottom right corner of the window. A good place to start with any patient is the patient summary screen, which you can open by clicking the patient's name or account number. You can scroll up and down the patient summary screen like you would a web page, or you can use the buttons at the top left corner of the screen to jump to a specific section, like allergies, problems, or procedures. You can add new information to many of these sections by clicking the Add link at the right side of that section, typing the new information, then clicking the Save button at the bottom right corner of the screen. To make changes to the date of service or status of one of these items, use the Edit link. Make the changes, and be sure to click Save when you're done. When you're through with the patient summary screen, click the X button at the bottom left corner of the screen to close it. Be careful though, clicking the X button will throw away any changes that you haven't saved. InteliDOX has too many features to discuss in a single video, so we'll concentrate on just a few. The Create button is used to create tasks that are related to the current patient. Tasks can include things like lab orders, diagnostic tests, or any other reminder types that your practice wishes to use. To create a new task for the current patient, click Create. On the list of InteliDOX users at the left side of the window, click the name of the user who will be responsible for completing the task. Next, click the List button to see a list of tasks that you can order. The tasks shown here are just an example. Your system will probably have a completely different list of labs and diagnostic tests. Click the task or tasks you need to order for the current patient, then click the Complete button. In many places in InteliDOX, clicking the X button at the bottom left corner of a window closes that window and throws away any changes you've made. And if we didn't really want to order these tests right now, we could bail at this point by clicking the X. But let's go ahead and click the Create button at the bottom right corner of the window to save these orders. Then we can click the PT or Patient Tasks button to see the active orders for this patient, and then the X button at the bottom left corner to close the list of orders. Use the Meds button to view the patient's medication list, to mark medications that the patient no longer takes as stopped, and to create prescriptions for new medications. The Prescription module lets you create prescriptions quickly and easily, transmit prescriptions to pharmacies electronically, and automatically check for possible interactions between the medications you're prescribing and the patient's current medications and allergies. If InteliDOX finds a problem with the prescription, you can return to the prescription entry screen to make changes to it, or you can cancel the prescription altogether by clicking the X at the bottom left corner of the window. This video has barely touched on InteliDOX's many capabilities. If you'd like to know more about InteliDOX, please send us email at support@busynet.com or give us a call at area code 918-858-4440, voicemail option number 2.